All right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. And just when you think the Starfield news was going to slow down a bit, Bethesda drops the mic again with not one video, but 3 new videos. So in case you missed it, Bethesda released 3 animated anthology videos that give us a new look at the game as well as the backstory for Starfield. So in this video, I'm going to be going through all of the huge details and secrets revealed from the trailers because there are a ton of references and gameplay teasers that you guys do not want to miss. Check the video chapters to optimize your viewing experience, strap in, and let's get started. So now let's go ahead and set the stage. According to the Starfield blog, they said this, and I quote, Bethesda Game Studios' upcoming RPG Starfield imagines a world where humanity inhabits the vastness of space. These stunning animated stories offer a glimpse into 3 of the major cities in the settled systems. Follow a delivery pilot in New Atlantis seeking the exciting life of the elite, a stranded orphan looking for a way out of Akila City, and 2 street rats struggling to survive in the underbelly of Neon. The first video is entitled Supra et Ultra, which if you translate that to Latin means above and beyond. In the city of New Atlantis, capital of the United Colonies, Kent, a courier pilot, aspires to live in the most desirable part of the settled systems. After joining the UC Vanguard and working his way up to the capital's elite, Kent then quickly realizes the adventurers waiting for him off planet are what he truly longed for. So starting off with the first video, we have the brand new intro for the settled systems that uniquely shows off the star map in the background. Now, if you didn't know, the settled systems is basically just the entire playable area for Starfield. Moving on to this shot right here, you see the city of New Atlantis, the capital for the United Colonies. The next scene, we have the ship landing and the introduction to the courier pilot named Kent that we just talked about. Kent is then completely mind blown at the scale of New Atlantis. He bumps into somebody that works for the UC Vanguard, and then of course he stares at this image right here that says Vanguard join now. This is obviously a recruitment poster. It's like the I want you for the US Army with Uncle Sam in the background. Well, needless to say, Kent then decides to join up to be a part of the UC Vanguard, which actually, funny enough, if you join the UC Vanguard, you actually get citizenship to New Atlantis, as well as all of the other United Colonies locations. We see Kent walking up to the main headquarters for the United Colonies. We see the words that say MAST on it, which if you didn't know, the United Colonies is actually directed by a council called the Military Administrative and Scientific Triumvirate, also known as MAST. The military representative on MAST is Fleet Admiral Pasquale Logan. Now, what's interesting about this video is the name says Supra et Ultra, which is a Latin phrase like I said, but as soon as I saw the word et ultra, I immediately thought of the very famous quote, et tu Brute, from the play Julius Caesar, which is obviously the Shakespeare play, and it's translated to and you Brutus, or even you Brutus, which if you also didn't know, Caesar said these words being stabbed to death and recognizing his friend Brutus among the assassins. There's also the triumvirate term, which is actually from ancient Rome, which is basically a group of 3 people holding power. The first triumvirate in Rome happened to be the unofficial coalition of Julius Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus. So it is really interesting that they're utilizing a lot of ancient Rome phrases, or rather just Latin phrases in general. Maybe Starfield is using ancient Rome history to kind of use it as a baseline for each one of the factions in the game. It could be that ancient Rome is mainly just specifically for the United Colonies, and then maybe for the Freestar Collective and the Crimson Fleet and possibly Ryujin, they use different historical civilizations to kind of base their government or ideologies on. With the United Colonies utilizing ancient Rome as kind of their baseline, it should be very interesting. We all know how Rome ended, so that could actually be a part of our objective while we're playing Starfield, is to prevent the United Colonies from falling, or rather Rome from falling. With it being a triumvirate, we know that there's going to be at least 1 person that's military, 1 administrative, and 1 scientific. So maybe the administrative and scientific are like, hey, we probably shouldn't go to war, we shouldn't start the next colony war. But then there's probably going to be like a military guy that's like, we have to take out the Freestar Collective, we need to go to war, which will, I'm sure, cause tension between the United Colonies, and eventually there's probably going to be deception just like ancient Rome, and our job as the player is to prevent that. Continuing on with the video, we see Kent has actually joined the UC Vanguard. We can see him accept the enlistment agreement, and it says this, and I quote, by joining the United Colonies Vanguard, you agree to perform necessary services for the United Colonies that could place you in serious danger, resulting in harm to your craft or yourself, up to and including death. To which Kent immediately accepts, and he is taken off on his journey as a Vanguard pilot. My guess is the UC Vanguard will go across the galaxy and try to take down foes of the United Colonies, which will most likely just be the Crimson Fleet, maybe the Freestar Collective as well. But what this tells me is we are likely going to be bounty hunters taking out different targets for the United Colonies in the form of different ships. So maybe there's Crimson Fleet pirates that have taken out a UC ship, and our job is to basically go over there, take out the ship, and then collect the reward for doing our job. This of course has Kent in kind of a situation where he pretty much has everything but also nothing. He's gained a bunch of money being a part of the UC Vanguard, but at what cost? We see another shot of the overhead of New Atlantis. Kent then then finally has enough and then just jumps in his ship and goes to his next objective, because that's the part that he enjoys the most. It's not all of the material items that he gets or the epic penthouse, which I hope we get to have in Starfield, but it's the idea and thrill of him being a part of something greater, that being the UC Vanguard, and exploring and protecting his home of the United Colonies. The next Starfield video is titled Where Hope is Built. Vanna, an Akila City orphan of the famous Colony War, desperately wants to explore the stars, and only one thing stands in her way: a broken ship. Her search for repair parts leads her throughout the city and into some unexpected danger as she closes in on her dream. So the video starts off with a shot of Akila City's overhead. We then fade to black to a ship starting to unfortunately no avail. We then take a look at the cockpit where it says engine failure, and then on the dashboard has a picture of Vanna as well as her parents. She opens up the engine part and notices there's a part that is completely chalked, and now it's her mission to try to figure out what is wrong with her ship. We then get to see another angle of Akila City, and this says welcome Akila City, which was founded in 2167 by Solomon Coe, who is most likely going to be a descendant of Sam Coe, which of course is one of the 4 companions in Constellation. We see Vanna take the part and try to pay a vendor for a replacement part, to which the vendor did not know who it was from, so basically sent her on her way. She then walks up to 2 more people and tries to ask for a replacement part if they know where one would be located, or possibly even money to spend on the part. We then see a center shrine, which I'm guessing is going to be Solomon Coe, and then we get a flashback of the first official colony wars with both her dad and her mom in 2 mechs that we're going to talk about in just a bit, and unfortunately they perished in the colony war, leaving Vanna to be an orphan. Now what's interesting about this whole video is the mechs that are in the first colony war. Now we know that Starfield is not going to have any vehicles, but they really didn't rule out mechs at all. So maybe Akila City will be the location where we can actually get a mech suit. That would be such a wild thing to be able to just walk around an entire new planet and just zap things because we can, and we're in a mech, and this is the closest we're going to get to Titanfall 3, so we might as well use the mech as much as possible. Vanna then snaps back, the flashback ends, and then the statue is pointing towards one location, which Vanna is of course trying to figure out what's going down. We see this shot, which is also from the trailer, and then we've got a boy who is actually attacking another guy, possibly like an engineer that's working on one of these towers. The boy is then trying to rob the old man and is eventually stopped by Vanna. Now what's really interesting is this boy actually looks very similar to Sam Coe. If you look at the weapon and the similarities are there. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be a younger Sam Coe, but it looks quite a bit like him. The old man stands up and is like, hey, here's a credit, thank you for saving me, to which Vanna's like, no, I'll let you have that credit back, but I need to borrow this part on your ship, to which the old man is just like, yeah, you can have it. And Vanna's ship is now functional, so she can start her journey among the stars. Now this brings us to the video named The Hand That Feeds. 2 street rats, Ada and Harper, are partners in crime, eking out a living, stealing the wealthy partygoers that come to the Pleasure City to let loose. When Ada is forced into a moral dilemma, she quickly catches the attention of the all-seeing Ryujin Industries, which is bringing her an exciting new opportunity, but at what cost? So the video starts off with this image of Neon, which looks absolutely incredible. You could see that it's located on an ocean planet with the waves splashing below them. We see Ada and Harper staring off into the distance, looking at the ocean, watching the waves come and go until it was time to get started with work. The next scene shows Ada and Harper stealing from this dude at a bar and running away after they stole his bag. They then open up the bag and take all of the goods. They eventually sell it to a vendor to get a weapon. Looks like they put a suppressor on the weapon, got another mag. And then we have what it looks to be Ada, who pulls up a card that has the logo for Ryujin Industries. Ada and Harper then hear some gunshots in the background, so they go to eventually investigate it. They see a bunch of dead people with a Ryujin employee sitting in the back, very scared. It looks like Harper is ready to kill this guy to get his stuff, but Ada is just like, hold on, we probably shouldn't do that just yet. Harper then pushes Ada out of the way, and then Ada is in a moral dilemma to try to take the gun away, eventually shooting Harper, but luckily missing. So rather than retaliating, Harper decides to just run away, and Ada is like, here, let me help you. Ada then finds herself at the headquarters for the Ryujin and is given the opportunity to join the Ryujin. She gets her own little card and everything. When I think about Ryujin, the faction, it reminds me of Arasaka from Cyberpunk 2077, basically a massive corporation that runs everything from security, banking, manufacturing, and more, and they're willing to do anything that they can to get ahead. Now, what's interesting about the naming of Ryujin is if you take a look at Japanese mythology, the Ryujin is basically a dragon god symbolizing the power of the ocean. So every reference to the dragon in terms of Ryujin, it's basically meaning that this is the ocean dragon. And what do you know, Neon is is also located on an ocean planet that's a pleasure city. So basically everything is connected with this game. It all makes sense, which has me really excited to just dive deep into all of the lore of Starfield because it all seems very interesting. Now, with all of these videos in mind, the question kind of remains, are all of these connected to the main game? Are these going to be main characters that we'll see throughout our journey? Or are these anthologies kind of just meant to show off the world of Starfield as well as kind of just set the tone? So when we start playing the game, we kind of have an understanding of what the different factions are, what's the vibe of the overall locations and planets and cities. And I think that these anthology videos did a really good job with that. But lucky for us, those are not the only ones we're going to be getting. According to some news, we're likely going to be seeing 3 videos each week that are Starfield anthologies up until September 5th. And I would like to reference this Reddit thread right here that actually predicted the Starfield post-direct marketing campaign. So according to the Reddit thread, it says this, and I quote, "It is my genuine belief that 6 p.m. GMT, around 3.5 hours from today, the first of exactly 6 official Starfield videos will be dropping." They said part of what made me reach this conclusion is related to this information I have discovered while researching skills, as well as putting together my various theories. They went on to say that if you look at this above image, you will see 2 charts, one on each side main display panel, with what looks like audio related information. This is something that I've been researching in relation to how grab jumps work, as well as the function of the lost civilization towers we have seen in various trailers. I will cover this a lot more in a future post, but the reason I mention this is because I think it also gives us a big clue related to Starfield's marketing campaign. 07, 14, 21, 28, 35, and 42. If we take these numbers as being days, we can identify the following very specific dates: July 25th, August 1st, August 8th, August 15th, August 22nd, and Tuesday, August 29th. They said if I'm right, each one of these dates above, we will see one of these videos posted on the official Bethesda channel. At the end of each video, we'll be getting something along the lines of Starfield launching in 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. The original poster then put an edit out saying, after looking into this a bit more, these are definitely background videos, which means we will get 3 of them each week right up until September 5th. Starfield is looking incredible, and I cannot wait to see more information in the form of these anthology videos. And I also really hope that this leads to an official anime for Starfield, similar to Cyberpunk Edge Runners, but in the vibe of Starfield. And I'm also holding out hope that they do another gameplay video, maybe a preview with various different content creators. Maybe they do something with IGN, or they just post raw gameplay to the Bethesda channel and the Xbox channel, just because I want to see Starfield again, just in a raw format. But I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section. Guys, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.